All right, welcome back. In this video, we're going to correct another little problem with our inventory system. Actually, this is with the item pickup system. I've put a couple of apples in our scene here, and I want to be able to put like different kinds of fruit in these bins. I mean, the display fruit is nice, but it's really just an image, and you can't do anything with it. We can put like bits of fruit in here that you can take, and we'll have a monetary system, and it'll charge you money for it. We'll have an NPC here supervising it, making sure you don't steal apples. So, but the problem is this. Let me play, and I'll show you. So we can come over here, and this one that's on the ground, we can pick it up, but this one here, we can't pick it up. So why is that? Well, it has to do with the with the hitboxes. And the hitbox on this is capturing our trace that's going to it. So let me close these windows for the moment, and let's open up our character player character base, and let's take a look at how we pick up items. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. You know, I should really comment this stuff. Let's put a comment around it here, and we'll call this item pickup. All right. So the problem is this line trace by channel. What we wanted to do is use a multi-line trace by channel. So let's put one of those in instead, and let's, okay, this is one's toggle inventory. I should comment it as well real quick. This toggle inventory will keep things neat that way, and also you can move whole blocks around this way, get them out of the way. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit so I can put another kind of node in here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say line trace. Actually, I'm going to go multi-line trace by channel is the one we want. All right, and instead of putting out a single item that it hits, it puts out an array of items that it hits, and it's all of the hitboxes that it encountered along its path. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, we need to hook this up to the end. That's where it's hooked up there. We need to hook this up to the start, and then we got to do something different over here, and I'm just doing this so that I don't lose track of my wiring, and I don't need to worry about that wiring. So I'm going to delete this now and move this up into place and go ahead and hook it in to here. All right, and that was first person mode. Yep, so that's true. All right, now what do we need to do? I need to expand this out a little bit and grab all these and move them over here. So we're still going to do that, but what we need to do here is come off of this and do a for each. And we're already, I guess I moved those over too far. I needed less room. All right. We'll take this array element here, and we will split that struct pin, and down here we'll find this array element hit actor is the one we want, and that's our object, and it's going to try to cast it to that item base BP, and if it can successfully cast it, then it'll use it. All right, so what's happening here? Excuse me. The line trace is going out, and it's going the full distance that we specify, and it's capturing all of the hitboxes that it encounters along the way. However, we also need to click this box here, trace complex. This will allow it to trace also hitboxes from complex geometry. And that's what our little fruit stand is. It's a hitbox based on a complex geometry. So this should now go through each one of those things that it does hit and find the one, and if one of them is this item base, then it'll capture it. So we should be able to pick up that item now. This is a very simple fix. We should just be able to pick up that item now that's in the tray. So let's go over there. Let's make sure we can still pick that up. We can. And this one. And we got it. And now if we hit our inventory, we have our apple. Our other stuff is working. We've got 2 apples in our inventory. We can close it and we can go on. Okay. So the second thing that we're going to fix in this video is our swimming. And this is pretty straightforward too. As it stands right now, when we swim, this is great, except this is all we can do. We can swim around here just under the surface, but we can't go down there and check anything out. So this is an easy fix as well. It's right here in the player character. And it's right here in this movement section. I'm going to grab this movement section and move it out. Oops. Why is that not inside there? Get control rotation. Should be inside that. Okay. I'm going to grab this thing and... What? Okay. Now it's inside there. Yes. Okay, the comment boxes can be a little bit odd at times. I'm going to move this out over here so we have a little more room to work with it. I'm going to expand the size of this a little bit. Oh, come on. Pull this down, grab everything in here and pull it down in the box a little bit so we have some room on top. All right. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward. Although we're going to have to route the wires a little bit. Oh, it was auto-saving. All right. So what we need to do, so right now our axis input is just doing what it normally does, moving the camera, and the character pretty much stays going the direction it's supposed to be going based on that. What we want to do is go ahead and get the character movement component up here, which is this one. Get the character movement component out, and we want to get the from this we want to get the movement mode. That's just right there. That's set movement mode. That's not the one I want. I want to get the movement mode, and it's get down here, get movement mode. Okay, so we get the movement mode, and then we want to check for this equality double equals, and it's this one equals enum, and we want to come down here and select swimming. All right, so if the character is swimming, and I'm going to move these over, let's move this one down, put this one here. So we're going to want to do a branch. Well, where are we going to want to do this branch? It's down here on input axis movement. All right, so I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to put a branch in here. We'll hook this branch up here. And, excuse me, we'll hook this into the condition. And if it's false, we're going to do our normal movement. We're just going to move like regular. So we're not swimming. This is false. We're going to do our regular movement. All right. But if it's true, we want another one of these add movement input. So I'm just going to copy it right up here. We're still going to need our, hold on. This scale value here is still going to hook up, excuse me, this scale value here is going to still hook up to the scale value. But this world direction now, we're going to get it from the camera. So we'll pull down the camera, and from that we'll get world rotation. And from that, let me move this back a little bit. From that, we're going to get the forward vector. And we'll plug that right into here. And this will come off of our true condition on this. So let's clean this up a little bit. There's our camera coming in. And that's it. That's the modification that does it. Let's check it out and make sure it works. Compile, save. Let's go back to our open world. Let's do a save all just in case. And let's hit play. Okay, we're way over here. So I've got a player starting there. That's okay. We can run over here and dive in the water and see if we can dive down. Actually, let's do it in third person mode so we can see our character. And now we're swimming, and now we're diving down. And if we want to go up, we can go up. Oops. Boy, the camera. Why is she not coming to the surface if she's stopped? She should be stopped. Well, go to first person and swim down. All right, now we can swim around. And the the character's kind of getting in the way. We might have to do a little camera adjustment when we're in the water. We can probably do that pretty easily. We'll just set another position to move the camera to when we're in swim mode and first person. So, but there we go. We can swim around. We can swim down to the bottom. Of course, we're not using up air. We can stay in here forever. So, the one issue I have is it seems to be very difficult to stay on the surface. Very strange. I'm under the surface no matter what. She's just barely on the surface. I might have to set her buoyancy a little bit higher. It looks like, oh, she's treading water. Her head's above water. But our camera's a little bit low. Huh. Oh, it's just her arrows. Oh, she's still kind of in swim mode. Not in, you know. Yeah, we'll have to work on the buoyancy a little bit, and we'll tweak that. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Player character base. I believe it's under this one. Is it the capsule component or the mesh? Physics. If I remember, it's not swimming, it's something else. Is it water? Water. Oh, it's buoyancy. BU. Oh, buoyancy. Is it that one? Or is it, and that's not the capsule component. Is it this? The mesh, physics. Let me pause the video and see if I can find this. Okay. So it's on the character movement component, and it's called buoyancy, and the buoyancy is set to 1 right now. I thought we had set that up a little bit. If I set that to maybe 1.2, compile and save, we should be able to. You know what? I'm going to move the character. I'm going to move that start. Let's go a little faster. Where is it? Where's village? There it is. I'm going to get rid of this player start. Where is it? There's the player start. Now I'm moving too fast. to see. There it is. That player start. Delete that. All right. So that way we can come over here and we can just hit play. And, why the heck? Play. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see if we're a little more buoyant. She's moving. Is she treading water? Yeah, she's treading water now. Okay. That's good. All right. Maybe a little bit high out of the water, but I can lower that slightly. So she can tread water now, and when we move, she starts to swim underwater. We can go all the way to the top here, but we can't really get out of the water when we're moving. That's okay. We can swim down, we can swim up, and when we stop moving, we should be, yeah, we're treading water. All right, so that's important. Okay, so what we're going to do is take an entirely different tack with this, and very simply here we're going to go in here and we're going to create a function. We've got our breathing variable already, so we're going to create a function and we'll just call it set breathing. And so when we call this function, what we're going to do first is we're going to get our movement component, and we're going to get the movement mode, but we want to get the movement mode. Get movement mode. There it is. And do an equals enum swimming. All right. Then from the same character movement, we want to get the velocity. Get last update velocity, I think will work. And we get the length of this, vector length. Check to see if it's greater than 0. If it is, and we are swimming, if we're swimming and moving, then we go, we're not breathing. And this is our function input. Just pull it over here. And that's good. And so now the question is where to put this. We don't want to check it all the time, but if we go here, here's our player character. We got that function, okay. I want to go back to our event graph, and probably here off of the movement, any of these movement things. Actually, this is our swimming movement here, but we can call it. So where's our function? Set breathing. We'll just put it in here, expand this out, and we can call it from all of these. So it'll switch it when we come out. It'll switch it appropriately. We'll just call that to always check if we're breathing or not. So basically, the way this works, let's save everything. Oh, we should go in here to our function, set breathing. Let's put a print string on this, except what we want to do is that, and break that link. Alright, so we're going to print out true or false if we're breathing or not breathing. I'm way over here. Okay. Down in here, hit play. There we go. And true, we're breathing, breathing, breathing. False, false, false. And our velocity, apparently our velocity never goes to 0, so it thinks we're not breathing now. So I think all we need to do is make this less than something like, I don't know, 0.01 or greater than 0.01. We'll try that. So a tiny bit of velocity shouldn't hurt. Oh, I'm gonna get back up here and then stop. Still saying false. That's odd. Oh, because it's not really being called. We're not doing movement. We might have to do it on a tick. I'm not real fond of that, but it might be necessary to just call this every tick. Let's break these links. I think are we using tick? Yes, we are. Okay, well, we can toss it in there. We're already doing an event tick, so set breathing. We'll just put it in here in the tick function. Let's go back down here and we can delete this unused function. All right. Let's see if this works a little bit better. Oh, we're in the water. Definitely not breathing. Still saying false. That's very, very odd. It's definitely printing out all the time. Let's see what happens when we actually get out of the water. Now it's true, so it's seeing us not swimming, but when we're here, it says we're swimming. Maybe I made a logic error. Let's double check our logic here in our set breathing function. Swimming and velocity is greater than, well, let's make it 0.1. Last update velocity is greater than 0.1, then we're not breathing. Okay, we're not breathing. Let's go up here to the surface and stop. It still says false. Alright, well, let's set it up to something, I don't know, less than 5. Let's see if this thing is working, or greater than 5. 5 is a fairly low number anyway. I'm going to get away from here so I can walk into the water. Okay, breathing, breathing, breathing. Swimming, so we're not breathing, and we slow down, we stop. It's still saying false. Alright, let's print out our velocity in this. We got our velocity here. Let's do a let's print out the velocity. Velocity is 0, it goes up a little bit. It's a fair amount of velocity. Oh wow. 74. Why is it showing a velocity just because I'm in the water? It's getting down below 5. It's slowed all the way down to less than 1. This should have if we're swimming is true, and it's greater than 5 is true, then we're not breathing. This is very odd. I'm going to copy this print string, put it in here, do 2 of them. Darn it, come back here. And we'll also print this out. Let's try this again. Get up here to the top. Stop moving. Velocity's falling. 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's true. I'm breathing. So really, it looks like if I move a little bit, it's like, you know, hundreds. So I could go with I'm breathing, but see, the problem is if I go down and I stop moving, I float to the top. Well, that's because of my buoyancy, right? So if I stop moving, I come up. My velocity is still high, and my velocity doesn't stop. Okay. So we can probably set it to about 50. So if we're going slower than about 50, it looks like we're breathing again. Let's see how this does. Let's dive down. So we'll dive down. As long as I'm staying down, I'm not breathing, and we come up, still not breathing, and I'm at the surface, and now I'm breathing shortly after I get to the surface. So that looks reasonable. All right. In the next video, we'll start hooking that up to a thing that does air damage, if you want to call it that. Takes away what breath you have left, and then you can die if you stay down too long. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.